Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the kickoff presentation for Project 1987, which is titled The Qualitative Study to Explore the Patient Journey in Stage 4 Prostate Cancer Patients. My name is Solangara Mansakhani, and I'm the research lead on this project from the side of Avidera. So today, the presentation, we're going to talk about the agenda of this project. We're going to make sure that we're all on the same page regarding the background, the rationale, the objectives of the project. We're going to discuss the scope of work, which would entail the number of tasks highlighted in the project proposal. And we would also leave some time for discussions and questions if we have any. So the Avidera project team, which has joined me today in the Bethesda office, composes of me, Solangara Mansakhani, Jaskir Singh, who's going to be the project manager and the senior research associate in the project, and Kawaljeet Kaur, who's going to act as a senior, as a research associate and would help us with data collection. I'm delighted to welcome our project team, Dr. Betty Tuning, Dr. Dave Creeling, and Harjeet Singh, all of these people who we worked with together in the past, collaborating using several prostate cancer skills, and we're very, very happy that we've got this opportunity to work with you again. So coming to the project background and rationale, the School of Pharmacy from UW-Madison and UIC have worked previously with Avidera to develop a scale for use as endpoints in clinical trials for the prostate cancer program. This scale is called the Prostate Cancer Quality of Life Scale, or the PCQOLS. Preliminary communications with the US FDA have told us that additional validation work needs to be conducted to strengthen the scale further, as the previous work which was done in collaboration with us was only done for stage 3 prostate cancer patients. So essentially this project serves an expansion opportunity for the previous work which was done and serves as a platform to increase the patient database within the scale. So in order to supplement the secondary analyses which the university is already doing at their end, we would be conducting a qualitative study with stage 4 prostate cancer patients. The objectives, like I said, is to evaluate the validity of the PCQOLS in stage 4 prostate cancer patients. And in order to accomplish this goal, we would require the clinical personnel and facilities of a clinical research site. And this is where Harjeet Singh's prostate clinical research, or PCR, would come in, because that is a clinical research organization which works globally and has a huge presence in the US. The scope of work, which has been outlined also in the proposal, consists of 6 discrete tasks, and we would talk about each one of these tasks one by one. The first task is the kickoff meeting and the ongoing communication. Again, thank you so much for taking out this brief time to go over this small presentation so that we're able to be on the same page. We would review the project tasks, the timelines, and the deliverables during this presentation. And we would like to give the external clients, which is UW-Madison, UIC, the opportunity to share any background information with us, which could help us make this project even more solid. Project management and ongoing communication is a huge aspect of this project. It's a relatively large-scale project, and we would like to establish bi-weekly meetings, typically a 1-hour conference call or a WebEx or a GoToMeeting, depending on what you prefer, would be beneficial to provide updates on how the project is progressing with data collection, status reports on IRB, etc. Avidera would circulate an agenda right before the meeting, and meeting minutes would be collected after all the calls. The second task is to develop the study protocol for IRB submission. IRB stands for the Institute Review Board, and we practice ethical conduct of research, keeping in mind the confidentiality of the patients and making sure that the sensitive information that they share with us is actually indeed kept anonymous. The study protocol will be developed to document the study-related procedures in accordance with good clinical practices. Again, with our previous collaboration, similar SOPs were followed to conduct such protocol submissions, and Avidera would be responsible for conducting this IRB submission for you. We would, in the form of a deliverable, would like the opportunity to have your feedback incorporated in the protocol. So we would give you a draft protocol, request your feedback, and then submit a final protocol before we can actually submit the entire package to the IRB for review. Third task talks about site recruitment and training. Now, in our preliminary discussions with PCR, and Mr. Singh, please feel free to chime in, PCR has the capacity to host the site in 3 in-house facilities in the United States. The first one is in Arizona, the second is in Illinois, and the third is in Ohio. And these sites have already been pre-screened for qualifications of the personnel who could help us conduct the qualitative interviews. And once we've got the completion of the site screening, and if the site meets the criterion for Evadera and the clients, we would contract with the site and arrange the site training. The budget for conducting the study at one of the clinical research facilities assumes that all the interviews would be conducted on site. We would have a private room to conduct the interviews, all the participants would be remunerated on time, and we would have a qualified staff to assist us with informed consent procedures and collecting information which is non-clinical in nature, for example, the demographic information and the study-specific medical information. Evadera would be developing a detailed training agenda, which is going to be followed through all the site activities, and all the training would be conducted over WebEx. Task 4 constitutes participant recruitment and data collection. We envision a total of 25 participants, stage 4 prostate cancer patients, to be interviewed face-to-face. And the sites would be responsible for screening these participants through either patient databases, or they've got online recruitment methods that they can use to get these participants in. And much like our last approach, we would be using cognitive debriefing interviews. Patients would be asked to think aloud, and as they complete the quality of life scale, we would want to understand whether each of the 20 questions which feature in the scale are comprehensible by them, are understandable, the language is clear, there is no confusion regarding the response options. So those would be our prime criteria to actually get the data collected. The data analysis is going to be conducted using the software called Atlas TI. This particular software actually gives us the opportunity to visualize the data in a very unique way. And I know, Professor Creeling, you would be interested in understanding more about this as you lead the Quality and Innovations Lab at UIC. So what we would be doing is creating commonalities and common themes and concepts across the data that we collect from these 25 patients. And we would be making tree diagrams or hierarchical diagrams, which would be represented in the form of a table and provided to you for your review and suggestions. The last task consists of the study report. Evadera will prepare a report summarizing the background, the methods, results of the analyses which are conducted in the study. Now, typically the chapters in each of these reports mimic the chapters in a peer-reviewed journal manuscript publication. In the event that UW-Madison and UIC would want to publish these results, you would have this publishable manuscript ready in the form of the study report that we provide to you. Again, your feedback is extremely valuable to us, so we would give you a draft report. We would like your feedback and then provide a final report to be submitted along with the articles that have been used. This particular slide references the timeline, and I understand that we've gone over a couple of versions of this timeline, so I would just like to take a couple of seconds for you to glance over this, and hopefully this is what we will agree upon. All right. This actually is the last slide, but just to give you a perspective on where we all sit in your Evadera team. I sit in the Waltham, Massachusetts location, and my team here sits in Bethesda, and we've all collected together in Bethesda, as you can tell, except you, Professor Creeling, who is joining us over a conference bridge, and we hope to see you sometime when you're here. It's beautiful fall weather right now in Maryland. With that, I open the stage for questions. I'd be happy to answer any questions you have regarding the study, the procedures, the timeline, the budgeting. I'm open to your thoughts to make this project a good collaboration with Evadera. Thank you so much for your time.